Hey, crazy cool parents, Don and Suzanne Manning here, welcoming you to the Weekly Rethink podcast.
We love it that you are taking time to make your family crazy cool.
So we tell parents all the time that we have to sell Jesus to our kids. That as parents, we need to be more in sales and less in operations. And then, honey, don't we get some really strange looks?
Yeah, seriously, what do you mean by sell Jesus to our kids? I'm not a salesperson, and Jesus is for sure not a used car.
So true. But like we talked about last week, we are creating in our family for our kids a highway to heaven. Versus a highway to hell, like that AC/DC song says. Parents, we got to realize that we are in a battle. Our enemy wants to make hell as attractive as possible. And he wants to make that selfish way of life as attractive as possible. And it's our job as parents, we got to show that Jesus and heaven are way, way more attractive. This battle will literally determine the direction in life for our children.
Yeah, in our book, Crazy Cool Family, Chapter 7 is titled The Easiest Kids to Raise Are Kids That Love Jesus. And so what we found is that when our kids love Jesus and when they know that they are loved by Jesus, then what we get to do is launch them into this incredible, victorious, hope-filled life and destiny for them now and their forever eternity.
So, did you catch that phrase, parents? The easiest kids to raise are kids that love Jesus. But we have to be honest with you. Most parents we see are doing maybe an average at best, wouldn't you say, or maybe a poor sometimes job of selling Jesus to their kids.
Yeah, and why is that? It baffles me because we are selling the most incredible, best product ever invented, ever created. We get to sell the overwhelming love and hope that Jesus died for us so that he could offer it to us.
And while, we've done some research and numerous studies, not just one, but many studies show, and depending on the study you look at, it'll have a little bit different range, but that 60 to 75% of kids coming out of Christian homes will not go to church when they move out of the house. Again, why is that? What is the disconnect that makes children coming out of Christian homes reject God?
So how do we change this in our home? How do we get our families and our kids not to be that statistic? So the real question is, how do we sell our kids on loving Jesus? We've got a couple examples on how to do this for you.
Yeah, so number one is this. You increase your belief in Jesus.
Yeah, we can't sell something that we don't believe in, right?
That's right. And that's why if you read our book, Crazy Cool Family, and you look at the 3 commitments we ask you to make, the very first one at the top of the diagram is to pursue God. It's the absolute most important thing that you're going to do as a parent. As an example, when the man asked Jesus to heal his son in Mark 9, Jesus said in verse 23, everything is possible for one who believes. That is a mantra we need to put into our kids' life. That, don't you think, Suzanne? Everything is possible for him who believes.
Yeah.
So immediately the boy's father exclaimed, I do believe. Help me overcome my unbelief. So he had to believe in order for his son to be healed.
Yeah, parents, hear me on this. I ask God to help my unbelief on everything. When I have a sick kid and I have fear that they're not going to get well, I say, Lord, help my unbelief that they're going to get well. Or when the paycheck I see that it's not going to get to the end of the month, Lord, help my unbelief that you've provided for me. Or when I have a relationship where there's unforgiveness, Lord, help my unbelief in this relationship. And let me tell you, he is faithful. And he always comes in and gives me what I need in the area of belief to get to the other side of it.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things that's changed for me over the years is I used to think that I was a practical person, but really what that meant was I was an unbelieving person.
That's good.
And God changed my heart to where I became a believing, positive person. I still struggle with it. But the more I believe, the easier it is to parent my kids, the more I believe in what God's going to do in their lives. Belief helps us, and it's so much easier to sell belief when I have belief, right?
Yeah.
And so The second one relates to it is that as we believe, then we start to just talk about Jesus every chance we get with our kids. Jesus is a part of our lives. He's a big part of what we do, becomes more and more of a part of it. And so we talk about it with them all the time. Deuteronomy 6 and 7 in the Message says this. It's a powerful, powerful verse. Get them, when he says them, he's talking about God's ways. Get them inside of you, and then get them inside your children. Talk about them wherever you are, sitting at home or walking on the street. Talk about them from the time you get up in the morning to when you fall into bed at night.
Yeah, so I call this talking about Jesus along the way.
Parents, if you want to take notes, add that phrase into your vocabulary, along the way, everywhere you go.
Yeah, and so just your daily practices as you're putting the baby in the high chair and you say, Jesus loves you, baby, or you're in the car on the way home and you ask your kids, where was Jesus today? Or you're at the park playing, do you see what Jesus has done? Or at mealtime or bedtime, just along the way, wherever you are, bring Jesus's name into the conversation.
Yeah, you want to sell Jesus. We don't need to teach God as much as we just need to involve God in our lives and to talk about him in the daily walk of life.
Yeah, that's right.
So parents, the enemy, make no mistake, is selling hard his way of life, both to you and your kids. And it's our job as parents to believe first and then sell hard to them. It's okay to go sell Jesus to them because we're selling the joy and the love and the peace and the grace of Jesus, quote unquote, along the way to our kids. Yeah, so go sell Jesus. Go be a salesperson, parents. Go be a salesperson, not an operator. Sell Jesus to your kids. And hey, speaking of sales, would you help us as well in selling Crazy Cool Family? We need your help to go get word out to parents. Would you just tell one other family about our ministry? Tell them to go to our website, connect with us, buy our book, follow us on social media, or better still, even with the book deal, invest in them by buying a book for them. They would absolutely love you for it. Go to our website, buy a book.
We're also on Amazon.
That's right. We're on Amazon. There's
Where
an
the book
electronic copy there as well. So please, please, please put parents in touch with us so that we can help their families also become crazy cool.
And parents, do you have issues that you want to discuss? Well, send it to us at podcast@crazycoolfamily.com, and we might just put it on a future podcast.
Thanks so much for your help, and go be crazy, parents. crazycoolfamily.com.